All right, guys, moving on to the real world z-scores. So this is basically you have two things and you're comparing it. So NBA players, soccer players. So the first question says, find the z-score for LeBron James and Mohamed Salah. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Probably not. So I'm just going to call him Mohamed. And figure out who was the better scorer. So basically, the higher the z-score, the further away that person is from the mean, which in this case is really good. Okay, so for example, in soccer, if the average person scores, say, 18 goals, but Mohamed scores a z-score of like 5, that means he's 5 standard deviations away from the average. So he scores so much better than a majority of the people. So to figure out who's the better scorer, they're gonna have a higher z-score. So the first thing that you want to do, you're going to do this chart for both the basketball players and for the soccer players. So the basketball players on one side, soccer players are going to be on the back of the paper. So hold on, I'm just trying to load up my computer, but it's not working. So anyway, to be able to find a z-score, you have to go through all of the data, unfortunately. But you guys can do it. So first you want to figure out, so I'm going to do basketball on this side, or NBA, whatever you want to put. So calculate how many terms we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 terms. Then you're going to take these numbers. We're only focused, remember, we're not focused on soccer right now. We're only focused on basketball. You're going to take all those numbers and you're going to add them up. That's what sum means. Okay, so adding them all up, we're going to get 2251 plus 2191 plus 2010 plus 28 plus 2014 plus 1962 plus 1782. Get 18,155. So once you have that number, I'm going to redo that. I don't know if I got that right. 2251 plus 2191 plus 2110, 28 plus 20. 62 plus 1857, 1840 plus 1792. Okay, no, I did not get it right. Whoops. So see, it's always good to double check yourself. So you should get 19,827. So once you have that number, you're going to take it and you're going to divide it by 10 to find the mean. So that's going to give you 1,982.7. All right, and then we're going to list our values out. Again, don't worry about listing them in order, no big deal. So we had 2251, 2191, 2110, 2028, 2014, 1962, 1857, 1782. Okay, once you do that, you're going to find the deviation. So you're going to subtract each one of these from the mean. So our mean was right here. So these are the values that you should get. And if you guys notice that I make any mistakes at all on these videos, please, please, please let me know. Oops, 45.3, 31.3, negative 20.3, 7, you get a 125.7, negative 142.7, 190.7, and negative 200.7. And once you have all those, you're going to square them. So you're going to get some really big numbers. That's okay. Feel free to fast forward through this part while I'm writing out all of the answers. So I'm just squaring these numbers and putting what it is over here. Okay, so once you do that, remember you can't find the z-score yet because we need the standard deviation. So we have to do these three on the bottom down here first. So this first number you're going to get from adding up all of these values. So you're going to take all these values and add them up. You should get 247,850.1. So after you have that number, you're going to take that number and you're going to divide it by how many there were. So in this case, there were 10. So we're going to divide it by 10. So we're going to get 24,785.01. To get the standard deviation, then you take the square root of this number. So you're going to get 157.4. Now, you only have to find the z-score for LeBron James. You do not need to find it for anybody else. So LeBron James, in this case, he was our first person with 2,251. So we're only focused on him right here. So we already did this x minus mean. We did that right here. So we got 268.3. So we're going to take that and divide it by our standard deviation, which is what we found down here. So we're going to get 1.70. So then you're going to do the same exact thing on the back, except you're going to be doing it for Muhammad here. Again, I'm not going to say his last name because I don't think I pronounce it right. I know you guys will get on me about it. So you're going to do all the work for the soccer people over on this side. And then you're going to answer these. Well, answer question 1 where it asks you who is the better score. So whoever has the highest z-score. So if Muhammad's z-score is higher than 1.70, he was the better scorer. If his z-score is lower than this, then that means LeBron James was the better scorer. So I'll leave that for you to find out. All right, and then in between some things, there's some other questions. So like number 2 here, it says the daily sales at Lids at Potomac Mills were tracked for a week. The mean for the week was 12,500. So this is the mean. And the standard deviation for the week was 1,600. Answer the questions below using this information. So on Monday, the total sales were 8,600. So that's going to be an X value. Calculate the z-score. So from our z-score worksheet that you guys did earlier, the z-score formula is X minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So X in this case was 8,600. Minus the mean in this case was 12,500. Divide that by the standard deviation, which was 1,600. Putting that into your calculator, you should get a z-score of negative 2.44. Okay, and you're going to do the same thing for part B. Part C and D are a little bit different. They're like the back side of that z-score worksheet where you're doing the opposite. So I'm giving you the z-score. The z-score was 0. You have to tell me what the X value was, how much they made, how much the sales were. So 0 equals, we're looking for the sales, minus, we know what the mean is. The mean was 12,500. Dividing that by the standard deviation is 1,600. We're going to multiply both sides by 1,600. So you're going to get 0 equals x minus 12,500. Add 12,500 to both sides. We're going to get x equals 12,500. So that's going to be our answer there. We're going to do the same idea over here on part D. And that is basically the gist on number 3, same idea. On number 4, you're kind of doing the same thing that we did on the front. If you have any questions at all, please let me know.